What it is, gang? You have made it back to another Lock Review Monday. This is a series on the channel where we review, uplift, and promote people with locks. However, today we're going to take it in a little bit of a new direction. We are going to cover locks in media. I have compiled a few pieces of media that I've been really into recently, and I think you will be too if you haven't been already. And we can discuss them like schoolgirls in the comments because I have been obsessed with these lately. So grab a drink, grab a snack, because if you like cool hair, cool style, and you're down to hang out for a little while, let's get into it because I've been waiting to talk about these for a minute. But quick disclaimer, because we will be talking about a few pieces of media, if you haven't seen them yet, put this video in your watch later and come back to it so you can be part of the discussion. I'm gonna try, obviously, not to spoil too much. This is a hair channel. We're not talking about the content in depth, but you know, this is your warning. Don't say I didn't warn you. So first up, we have Enter Galactic, the Kid Cudi and Kenya Barris movie that is animated, musically sound, yet a typical, you know, boy meets girl trying to get his life together movie. Now, while rom-coms generally aren't my style of movie, the character design, the color scheme, the animation style, and obviously the music are A1. Great stoner flick too, a lot of like trippy, just chill vibes going on. And I noticed there are bear locked characters, like for no reason, but we're here for it. From the protagonist to the love interest. And that is something that I feel like I've almost never seen, especially in like animated movies. So this was a breath of fresh air. And they didn't just go basic with it too. Like they put all types of locks in there. You've got your high top locks, you had your side shave locks, you have the scruffy locks. Oh, and the afros in this series are really dope too, like really well animated. Anyways, you got thick locks, thin locks, braid locks. The characters also has like the sort of thinning, balding locks, but they're really long, dyed at the ends. Like, it is great. The love interest seems like they were going with like the thick, free-formish style of locks, and they're decorated. They've got like jewels in it. Like, it's just so well done. The characters have a really authentic feel to how people wear their locks, and it's not just the standard way that, like, you know, when you're playing a video game and they only have that one character with locks and it just is like kind of long, kind of even, and it's like the only option you get. Like, they went so far beyond that. It is great. Also, it's a great movie. 8 out of 10 would recommend, and I only give it that rating because, again, rom-coms are my thing. But definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's been out since September, so get on it. Next up is House of Dragons. I know I'm also late to the scene on this one, but I finally watched it and I'm finally ready to get into these hairstyles. House of Dragons is a series that precedes the series of Game of Thrones. It takes place almost 200 years before we even see Daenerys Targaryen, the character that we sort of come to love in Game of Thrones. In this series, we see sort of the turmoil, the struggle between houses Valyria and Targaryen, and it depicts the eventual demise of House Targaryen before Game of Thrones even begins. The Valyrians in this part of the series were very well depicted in my eyes, so the two characters that I want to go over today are Corlys Velaryon and Leonor Velaryon. Corlys is the Master of Tides, the Sea Snake, and at this point in the story, the head of the House Valyrian. And let me tell you, they did such a good job of making him look great, like a royalty, honey. And before you come to me with some, oh my god, Marley, why does it matter? Live action locks in movies used to look like this. Oh, hell no! Okay? Like Party City wigs. It was so trash and I was sick of seeing it. Then The Walking Dead kind of brought Michonne along, whoever this guy is, but they, I think, sort of made like costume people be like, oh, okay, we can make locs look realistic. We don't have to just throw a mop on someone's head and like call it a day. Okay, so to like see not only like good realistic lock hair, but like on royal noble characters, okay, gets me excited, and it should get you excited too, and that's why we're talking about it here today. Okay, moving on. So, Daddy Corlys, Corlys Velaryon, head of the household. Velaryon, one of the first to, meld with the House Velaryon. They did such a good job, and one of the most important details that I think put this set of locks above the rest was the roots of the hair. They look so realistic. I don't know if it's a wig and they just like melted that lace so you couldn't see it, or they just made the actors grow out their hair, dyed, and braided it in. But they have fuzzy roots as if it's growing out of their head. There's a tiny bit of leave out, and it just looks seamless as if it was growing out of their scalp. For the strands themselves, they do still have a looser hair feel. They do kind of look like two-strand twist, or just like hair wrapped around in a twist. However, to actually lock a hair with so many locks like the characters in this show, it would just take way too much time. I really don't expect anyone to do that. Ask anyone who's made locks before, synthetic or as a loctician. Like, backcombing and teasing and crocheting locks takes a long time and is a lot of effort. And also, like, Mendem has a thick set of locks, my dude. Like, there's probably at least 80 of them hoes on his head. Now, we can't forget BB Laenor. They did such a good job with his whole sort of coming of age. The way he started out with this fro lock was insane to me. Never before seen. It looks great, it looks realistic, and he looks adorable. Like, they made it so it looks like the hair's grown out, but you can also see the beginning of where his locks mature, like that line of demarcation. Wild. And because of when the story takes place, you do get to see his coming of age. He is the first and only son of Corlys and Rhaenys Targaryen, the queen that never was. He was the heir to Driftmark and the first dragon rider on that side of the family. His dragon is Sea Smoke, and Sea Smoke is just the most beautiful dragon. It's like a silvery, iridescent color, and just so pretty. Now, his mid-stage in this series leaves for me a bit to be desired. It looks the most wiggy out of all of his stages. However, I think we can all agree that we can just chalk this up to having like an awkward stage. You know what I mean, right? Let's just pretend it's an awkward stage. But they still look good. They still look like locks. We still have the new growth, much like Corlys. It looks natural and not like a Party City wig. Yeah, their locks are cylindrical. Yeah, their locks are uniform, coiffed, cut, but they are a noble family, so it is to be expected. Anyway, so boom, then they hit you with that glow up. I mean, older Laenor, like, super did it for me. That undercut went hard. Like, the barbers and the locticians in Westeros be working, honey. Like everyone's hair looks primo. Leading up to the end of the series, we see Laenor older, he's married, and he's got a bit more of a refined look. The undercut really did everything for him. It like laid out the top of his head more, but honestly it's just more of a tougher look. Like, let's be real. And honestly, big ups to the costume designers or whoever took care of the actors, because y'all did a great job in this series. Applause. And last but not least, I'm sure we've all seen these 4 reimagined Dragon Ball Z characters. I think I found the original artist. It's Geo of Saints, and these characters really popped off. Like, look at this Goku. This Nigerian has Vegeta. A Broly looking hot fire, and Gohan, man. Like, the lock, loose, natural, and shave combo of this hairstyle is insane. And I really like how it's a really good medium between realism and keeping the anime style. The color palettes are great. Like look at this. This Gohan is great, dude. And Brawley could get it. Just saying. Anyways, I'm gonna leave his link in the description below in case you didn't know who the artist was and was trying to track him down as well. I'm gonna end my video here, and until next time, Saitama over Goku. Bye!